Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave Richmond. On this channel, as you know, if you've been following along for the past 2.5 years now, it's mainly about deer hunting videos, turkey hunting videos, food plots, land management, those types of things. But in today's video, we're going to discuss a little bit about arrows and lighted nocks. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's been a few people that have like commented, emailed, or whatever, asking about lighted nocks, arrows, broadheads type setups. I typically don't make these types of videos, but I want to put some together and hopefully you guys enjoy. So it's not going to be a super exciting video where I'm moving around showing you a bunch of different stuff. We just got a couple different camera angles set up. So sit back, grab a snack, cookie, drink, whatever you eat, and just stay tuned. So specifically in today's video, we're going to be cutting some Black Eagle arrows, zombie slayers. These are my favorite arrows I like to shoot. And then we're going to be inserting the inserts, and then we also will be installing some Burt Coyote LUMENOKs. I absolutely love Burt Coyote LUMENOKs. I've shot these for the past 3 years. They work great, and the one thing about these that I like is, one, they are super bright, and two, when you shoot them, when they pass through an object, whether it's a turkey or deer or whatever, when they pass through that object, they don't shut off. Because I've used nocks in the past where this had happened, and it's no good, because the whole point of a lighted nock is to see where your arrow is going, to help find your arrow after the shot, and then also it looks cool in video. You can play back the footage to see exactly where that arrow impacted the animal. So first steps here is we're going to open the Black Eagle arrows box, remove the arrows, find the inserts. We're going to cut these down to length on the arrow cutter that we have here. We're going to cut these down to length, and then we're going to glue the inserts in. And then once we have that done, we're going to remove the stock nocks, and then we're going to show you the process of installing the LUMENOKs the proper way. Alright, so next step is here, we have a Black Eagle Zombie Slayer arrow here, factory arrow, full length. It's already fletched here and everything. We're going to go ahead and cut this to length. And once we cut it to length, then we can go ahead and glue our inserts in. I'm using an arrow cutter that I bought from Cabela's. Actually, I mean, I've probably had this thing for almost 10 years. It works great. I have never had to change the blade on it. I cut a lot of arrows. So we're going to get to cutting here. Alright guys, next step here is we have our arrows cut and we have our inserts here. We're going to go ahead and insert we're going to go ahead and glue these into our arrows. And once we have that set, then we'll work on the nock part. So, works fairly well cutting them with this cutter here. My arrows, I cut them at about 28 inches long. When I glue these in, I don't use anything special. Any kind of glue, literally whatever I can find. I use when I do these types of things with bows and everything. I'm not an expert, professional bow archer, tuner, or nothing like that. I actually take my bow to Autumn Sky Outfitters here in Maryland. Don actually puts new strings on my bows every year. He paper tunes it. We paper tune it together. We set it up that way. As far as arrows go, I do cut my own arrows. Sometimes I will fletch them myself, but as far as tuning it, I don't do that myself. I just never really got into that. I've done it before. I've made a paper tuning station and all that stuff, but it is very important to get your bow paper tuned. I stress that highly, to make sure you do get that tuned to your arrow, to your nock, to whatever it is that you're shooting. Alright, now we have all of our inserts glued in. They are cut, and we're ready to work on the nock side of things. So on this setup, which I always use the past, I'd say roughly 3 years, we're using the Burt Coyote LUMENOKs, like I mentioned. They work very well. They're super bright. They make these in orange, green, I think pink as well. They also make them for crossbows. Today we're setting them up for a compound bow, but they work very well. When they pass through the animal, they do not shut off as long as you follow the proper steps to make sure they fit properly, because most people that use lighted nocks, they fail and they blame it on the nock when it's actually just they wasn't set up right. It wasn't installed properly. So we're going to take you through that process today. So with this now, guys, we have to go ahead and remove our stock nock, and then once we do that, we take the Burt Coyote LUMENOK and we try to put it in. Now if it's too tight, there is ridges on the LUMENOK that you can shave off to get a proper fit. Now if you can literally, if you do this and you put the lighted nock in and you pull it right out, it's too loose, ain't gonna work right. You have to shim off these shims, ridges, one at a time to make sure you get a tight fit, and that's what we're gonna do here now. And that's very important, because with anything, it's always about proper installation, and then, you know, as long as you do that and then it fails, then, you know, you have another issue. But as long as you follow the proper steps and make these things fit right, I have not had an issue yet. All right guys, now that we have our Burt Coyote LUMENOKs in there, you've seen how I shaved the ridge off to make it fit properly. Now, when you know that it's fit properly, this is how it's supposed to operate. When you're sitting here holding the arrow and you try to turn that on, you can't turn it on. So if you sit here and you push it on the table, you see it's now illuminated. And the way to turn these off is, because I've read there's a lot of people that's confused about it, they can't turn it off, it's too tight, but this is how it's supposed to be. If you take your thumb, first finger, and you wrap it around like this, and you wiggle as you pull up, and you go back and forth, it's off. Okay? It's going to take some force, but it's off. That means that you have a proper fit, guys. That way that ensures when you hit that target, whether it's whatever it is you're shooting, bear, deer, turkey, the impact does not shut this off, because you want that as it passes through the animal, you want that, you want it to still be illuminated. So that's proper fit, guys. So we have installed our 3 LUMENOKs. We have our arrows cut. We actually cut 6 arrows. I took the 3, put them in my bow case. Now we have 3 brand new arrows, and we're all set up, guys. So later on this afternoon, I'm gonna do some shots, show you how they illuminate. We'll shoot at the target a couple times, make sure they're working properly, because a lot of times I've seen too where people are shooting just a basic target, the impact of the target, and it turns off, and that's no good. That means you didn't put them in properly. So we're gonna put these to use this afternoon, and I'm pretty excited about it. Alright guys, as mentioned, we're going to fire off 3 shots here. I'm shooting a prime rise bow, and I'm going to shoot the arrows that we installed the LUMENOKs in. We got a camera down the other end, make sure that they don't turn off on impact, and we'll go from there. But we're going to fire off 3 shots and make sure we're working properly. Fire in the hole number 1. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. All right, walking over, checking them out. See what we got. All three lit. Didn't turn off. That's just at 20 yards there. So we're good to go. There we are, guys. All three lit. Again, means they're installed properly. Now deactivate them. Thumb, first finger, grab here, and you just jiggle up, off. Same thing here, off. And then the last one, off. If you guys have any questions about this video, go ahead and post them down below. We're gonna fire off a few more shots, wrap up this video. And I'm glad you guys followed along. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hopefully you guys are shooting Lumenoks. If not, let me know what you're shooting down below. See you guys.